For years, Perry Stone built a reputation as one of the most recognized voices in Christian media, attracting millions of followers with his sermons, books, and predictions. But recently, a wave of headlines left many people asking the same question. Has the final chapter of his public ministry already been written? The truth is far more complicated than the rumors suggest, and separating fact from speculation reveals a story few expected to hear. Long before the headlines and online debates, Perry Stone was known as a passionate preacher with a unique way of explaining the Bible. His journey did not begin on a large stage or in front of millions of viewers. Like many ministers, he started by speaking to small groups, sharing messages with people who wanted to learn more about their faith. Few could have imagined that those early days would lead him to become one of the most recognized names in Christian media. As the years passed, Perry Stone became famous for his energetic speaking style. He often focused on Bible prophecy, history, and the connections between ancient events and the modern world. His ability to tell stories and explain difficult topics in simple words attracted a loyal audience. Many people felt that his messages helped them understand the Bible in a new way. His television programs reached viewers across different countries, while his books became popular among readers interested in prophecy and biblical teaching. Conferences and church events where he spoke often drew large crowds. Supporters admired his confidence, while others appreciated the time he spent researching historical and religious subjects before presenting them. Another reason for his growing popularity was his willingness to discuss topics that many other speakers avoided. Whether people agreed with him or not, his messages sparked conversations. Some viewers watched because they believed every word he said. Others tuned in simply because they were curious about his opinions. Either way, his influence continued to grow. With greater popularity came greater responsibility. Every public appearance, every interview, and every sermon was closely watched. As his audience became larger, so did the number of people who questioned his teachings. Critics carefully examined his statements, while supporters defended him whenever disagreements appeared online. This kind of attention is common for public figures, especially those who speak about religion. The more well-known someone becomes, the more their words are discussed. Perry Stone was no exception. His growing influence placed him under a spotlight that never seemed to turn off. At the height of his career, it looked as though nothing could slow his momentum. His ministry continued to expand, his audience remained loyal, and many believe his future will be just as successful as his past. But behind that success, challenges were beginning to appear. Questions started to grow louder, and events were unfolding that would soon change the public conversation in ways few people expected. Success often brings more attention, and for Perry Stone, that attention eventually turned into heavy public scrutiny. As his ministry continued to grow, people began looking more closely at his words, actions, and leadership. While many supporters remained loyal, others started asking difficult questions that quickly spread across social media and news outlets. One of the biggest challenges came when allegations about his conduct were made public. These claims led to internal reviews within his ministry and created a wave of discussion among followers. Some people believed the accusations should be taken seriously and carefully investigated. Others felt it was important to wait for verified facts before reaching conclusions. The situation became even more complicated because different sources reported different details. Online rumors often moved faster than official statements, making it difficult for many people to know what was true and what was simply speculation. Every new headline seemed to add another layer of confusion. During this time, Perry Stone stepped away from some ministry activities while reviews took place. His organization released statements about the process, and supporters watched closely for updates. The pause raised many questions. Would he return? What would happen to the ministry he had spent decades building? No one seemed to have clear answers at first. As expected, reactions were deeply divided. Some longtime followers continued to support him, saying everyone deserves fairness and due process. Others felt the controversy had damaged public trust, regardless of the final outcome. Across churches, online communities, and social media platforms, people debated the situation from every angle. For Perry Stone, this period marked one of the most difficult chapters of his public life. Instead of being known only for sermons and books, his name became linked with controversy. The shift was dramatic, and it changed how many people viewed his ministry. Still, Despite the intense attention, many of the most dramatic claims circulating online were not supported by reliable evidence. Viral videos and sensational headlines often mix facts with rumors, making it easy for misinformation to spread. That left many viewers wondering what had actually happened and what had not. The uncertainty fueled even more speculation. Some videos even claimed that his career was completely over or that a final sentence had already ended everything. But were those claims based on facts, or were they simply designed to attract clicks? That question will become the center of the next chapter, where we'll separate verified information from rumors that spread across the internet. As the controversy continued, the internet became flooded with dramatic headlines. Some claimed Perry Stone had been permanently removed from ministry. Others went even further, using phrases like "goodbye forever" or "his sentence is final." These titles spread quickly because they sparked strong emotions and made people curious enough to click. But when many viewers looked beyond the headlines, they found a different picture. Much of the online content repeated the same rumors without providing solid evidence. In many cases, eye-catching titles were based on opinions or speculation rather than verified facts. Social media only made the situation more confusing. A single post could be shared thousands of times within hours, and each person added their own version of the story. Before long, facts and rumors became mixed together. Some people accepted everything they read without checking the source, while others urged everyone to wait for official information. News organizations and Christian media also covered the story, but their reports often sounded very different from the viral videos. Instead of making bold claims, they focus on confirmed events, official statements, and the ongoing discussions surrounding Perry Stone's ministry. This reminded many viewers of an important lesson. A dramatic headline does not always tell a complete story. Meanwhile, Perry Stone supporters continued to stand by him. They pointed to his many years of ministry and encouraged others not to judge before all the facts were known. They believed everyone deserves fairness and that public opinion should not replace careful investigation. Critics, however, argued that public figures must be held accountable for their actions. They believed the controversy had already affected the trust many people placed in his ministry. Even without agreeing on every detail, both sides recognized that the situation had become much bigger than one person. It had started a wider conversation about leadership, responsibility, and trust. The phrase "goodbye forever" became one of the biggest examples of how online content can exaggerate a story. While it attracted millions of views, it did not necessarily reflect the complete reality. Many people clicked expecting to hear confirmed news, only to discover that much of the discussion was built around rumors and personal opinions. By this point, one thing was clear. Perry Stone's public image had changed dramatically, whether people supported him or criticized him. Almost everyone agreed that his ministry had entered a new chapter unlike anything it had faced before. The biggest question now was simple. What actually happened behind the scenes, and where does Perry Stone stand today? The answer is more balanced than many people expected. After months of headlines, online debates, and endless speculation, many people wanted one simple answer. What actually happened? The truth is that the real story was far less dramatic than many viral videos suggested. Perry Stone did face a serious period of public scrutiny. Allegations about his conduct led to an internal review by his ministry, and for a time he stepped away from some of his public responsibilities. Those events were real and were widely reported. However, many of the more sensational claims that spread across social media, such as statements imply he had received a legal final sentence or had permanently disappeared, were not supported by verified public evidence. As official updates were released, it became clear that the situation was being handled through ministry leadership and internal processes rather than through the dramatic scenarios described in many online videos. Supporters pointed to these updates as proof that people should wait for confirmed information before believing every headline. Critics, meanwhile, continued to question whether the ministry's response had gone far enough. Throughout this period, Perry Stone largely avoided responding to every rumor. Instead of addressing each new claim individually, he and his ministry focused on official statements when they believed it was necessary. That approach left some people satisfied, while others wanted more detailed explanations. The silence between updates allowed even more speculation to grow. For many longtime followers, the controversy became a difficult test. Some remained loyal because they believe his years of teaching and ministry should not be forgotten. Others decided to step away, feeling that trust had been damaged regardless of the outcome. It showed how quickly public opinion can change when information is incomplete and emotions run high. One important lesson from this story is how easily misleading headlines can shape public perception. A title designed to attract clicks can spread across the internet in hours, even if it leaves out important facts or presents speculation as certainty. That is why checking reliable sources and official statements is so important before reaching conclusions. Today, Perry Stone remains a figure who continues to spark strong opinions. To some, he is still a respected Bible teacher. To others, the controversies have permanently changed how they view his ministry. The debate has not completely disappeared, but the facts are often less dramatic than the headlines suggest. Even so, one final question remains. What does Perry Stone's future look like, and what kind of legacy will he ultimately leave behind? That answer may depend not only on his past, but also on what happens next. The story of Perry Stone is still being written. Despite years of success, public controversy changed the way many people viewed his ministry. Some supporters never left and continue to follow his teachings, believing that his decades of work still matter. Others chose to move on, feeling that the events surrounding the ministry had raised questions they could not ignore. The result is a divided audience, with strong opinions on both sides. What is important to remember is that not every dramatic headline tells the whole truth. Claims such as Perry Stone's sentence is final or goodbye forever often appear in attention-grabbing videos, but those phrases can give a misleading impression if they are not backed by verified facts. While Perry Stone has faced significant controversy and criticism, the public record does not support the idea that he received a legal final sentence ending his career forever. Even after the difficult period, Perry Stone has continued to have a public presence through ministry activities and online content. His influence may not look exactly the same as it once did, but he has not disappeared from public life. At the same time, the controversy remains part of his story, and it continues to shape how people remember him. His journey also serves as a reminder that public figures live under constant attention. Every decision, every statement, and every mistake can become worldwide news within minutes. In today's digital world, rumors often travel faster than facts, making it more important than ever to separate verified information from speculation. Whether you admire Perry Stone or disagree with him, one thing is clear. His life has sparked conversations that go far beyond a single person. It has raised questions about faith, leadership, accountability, forgiveness, and the power of social media to influence public opinion. Those discussions are likely to continue for years to come. In the end, history usually judges people by the complete picture, not by one headline or one difficult season. Perry Stone supporters hope his years of ministry will define his legacy. His critics believe the controversies should remain an important part of that legacy. Only time will determine how future generations remember his life and work. One thing is certain, the story is more complex than the viral headlines suggest. Looking beyond sensational claims and focusing on verified facts gives a clearer understanding of what really happened, and reminds us that the truth is often more complicated than the internet makes it seem.